Okay, it's right now recording.
So the session is actually, can you see my board?
Can see it.
Yep.
Okay, so using Flipgrid to encourage speaking and evaluate it and also like connect classrooms. So I'm Robert, as you know, Kenfack from Cameroon. The objectives of this session. So participants will be able by the end of this session to create a Flipgrid, customize it, manage it appropriately, use it appropriately to develop, enhance, and evaluate speaking, students, as well as student-teacher interactions in their virtual classrooms. Possibly use it to connect learners from different classrooms, schools, or countries. So the session plan. What is Flipgrid? That is what we're going to start with. Exploration of a sample Flipgrid created by the presenter. Then we're going to talk about what we need to use Flipgrid. And we're going to see how to create and use a Flipgrid, theoretically and practically. Then we're going to discuss on the possible contextual usages of Flipgrid. Then we're going to have a question and answer session. So what is Flipgrid? Flipgrid is a free user-friendly education-focused social virtual learning platform and teaching tool through which teachers, educators, instructors can ask questions and learners respond in a video. It is a student-led virtual classroom as they can respond to one another, thereby creating a sort of web or connect to other learners from around the globe. Educators can use it to motivate their learners to speak or to evaluate their speaking skills. Students' interaction can be easily monitored by the teacher. So it's just like WhatsApp, but like the difference with WhatsApp and Flipgrid is actually on the grid, you can see all the faces at once if you open. And the other thing is the teacher can monitor control the conversation. So if a student wants to write to another, depending on how you set up your grid, you can decide not to admit the video. So we're going to get to a sample Flipgrid that I created. Can you hear me well? Because I can see my connection is unstable. Can you hear me?
Yes,
It's fine for me.
Yes,
Oh,
fine.
beautiful, beautiful. So this is a Flipgrid I created. We're going to explore it. So I created this Flipgrid. You can see I myself, I gave the example by introducing myself. So it was like in not more than 5 minutes, introduce yourself. You may want to talk about your studies, your likes and dislikes, your free time activity, where you come from, your ambition, anything you would like to tell us with these students. So when you open your grid, this is how it looks. So you have this one that I presented myself, which is the prompt. And then you have this green plus where the students click and then they introduce their answers. And you can see the students themselves. So after they get a snapshot of themselves and they present. So I'm going to stop here and then get to a Flipgrid that I created so you actually see how it is. So yeah, any question for now? Welcome, Musa. Can Musa hear us now?
His audio's on, but his microphone's muted.
Oh yeah. So I just wanted to be sure he's listening to us. So I'd like us to get to Flipgrid and then we see how it actually works.
We had questions.
Yes, Fadida, while I'm getting to my Flipgrid for you to see how it works, you could ask the question.
Okay, I saw your students presenting themselves through video. I want to find out whether the videos are pre-recorded or that the videos can be recorded live. They do a live presentation of, they do a live presentation of themselves, or they do a pre-recording and upload.
They do a video presentation just like you're talking now, and
right.
you talk, you videotape yourself, you record it, and then you send to the grid, and everybody can get access to it and even provide answers to your grid.
Okay, that's actually what I wanted to know, whether the presentation is done live or it's recorded and uploaded in a platform.
Yes, it's actually recorded and uploaded into the platform.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yes. Any other question while waiting for me to connect to my grid?
So Robert, so you can set your students a task. So so then they can record the video when they want to through the platform.
So what I do is I give them a task, and what I do by myself is I start by recording myself.
Yes.
To give them an example of what the task is about. And then I send the code of the grid to them. And once they get the code, they record themselves and they send back to me.
Yeah.
So once they put it in a grid, it's everybody in the class can see. It's not only for themselves, it's for everybody in the class.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, but they're not doing that all at, are they doing it all at the same time, or they can, you know, set up a homework task so they do it when they can get online and then record it and upload it? Or do they all do it at the same time?
Oh, they don't all do it at the same time.
Yeah.
You can do it. I'm doing it at my home.
Yes.
You're
doing an online training session.
Hello?
Anyway, it has been a continuous session, so
I'm just going to mute him.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes. Everybody does it at their own time in their various homes.
Yes, that's what I thought. Yeah. So it's asynchronous.
So it's not like we are in the class and then we're getting it. It's like you're at home, or we're not in class. You give it as a homework. They go do it at their various homes. And then when we come to class now, we just get to the, we read. We just listen. I listen to them in my house, wherever I am, or in class with them. They too get them at home. It's not like they're in class before getting the grid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. May I say something?
Yes.
Hi, Robert. It's quite interesting, but I would really like to have more details on the procedure, right?
Yes.
Do we have a specific website that can allow us to smooth or to facilitate the use of the Flipgrid? I mean, is there a platform or a website in which your students, your pupils can record video and put somewhere, upload their videos? Is there a specific website? I'm asking.
Yes.
For example, you give them a task, right?
Yes.
Identify the members of your family. Are they going to videotape members of the family? It's just an example. Now, when they have the video or the video clip, how do they manage? Do they upload it to a specific website, or have you already created a website for them to upload their documents?
Oh, great. That is a great question indeed. We're going to get to that very soon. It's like,
okay, good.
You work on Google Docs or Google Forms, right?
Mm-hmm.
You give a code to your students, and with the link, they get access to what you've put on your Google Doc or Google Forms, and then they just start working. And once they finish working, they submit, and automatically it stays on the Flipgrid platform. So I'd like to share so you can see it properly, how it works.
Okay.
Yes. So can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so this is the grid. I actually went to the grid and I said in not more than 5 minutes, introduce yourself. And this is what I gave as an example of what I wanted them to do. Listen.
I'm an English and French language teacher, and I also teach Italian from time to time in Cameroon, especially in Cameroonian students, secondary school students like to travel to Italy to pursue the study after the GC advanced level or the baccalaureate. I like interacting with people. I like joking with people. I like working within the classroom. I like to develop innovative techniques with the students and see how it works. I like sharing with people in my community.
Good. So that is the prompt. I don't know whether you could hear my prompt. That is the prompt I give to the students with this task. And here you can see when you open your grid, you can see I have 14 responses. And the students, they respond. They can respond in their houses, in their homes, wherever they are. They give their responses. And then you can see, let me just open this one so we see. We listen and
Last year, I got my bachelor's degree in mathematics at the University of Lyon. I'm studying master actually at Elsewhere. My ambition for today is to become a formidable businessman and travel all over the world.
okay, so you can see a student responding from their room, from their house, so wherever they are. And if you want to respond to the student or give comment, you can click on this green button and then you give a response to the student, you comment. If any other student of the class wants to react to what the student said, then the person can also click on this green button and they are able to give a response to the student. So that's generally how the Flipgrid is. And you can actually see who is reading or who's saying it naturally. Because I've got some students, when they take it, they go and they write and they start reading, which is.
Hello everybody, I'm American Dev, student at Expa. I'm number 3 among 7 children that my parents have. I was born in Kribi, where I also did my primary and secondary school. After my scientific baccalaureate, I went to University of Yaoundé to study mathematics.
So you can actually see that this student is reading. She is speaking, but she has prepared something and you can see that she's reading. So you might want to respond to her. You click on reply, the green button, and then you give her a response. So that is generally how Flipgrid works. And you can connect your student to other students. So I would like to stop sharing here. You've just seen what a sample Flipgrid looks like. And if you have questions, you ask before we move to the rest of our presentation. Any questions so far? Questions?
Robert?
Yes.
It's a question of time management for you, for example. When you receive the videos, do you automatically answer to provide students with some comments, or you have a specific time in your day to do so?
Yeah, when I receive, you're not the only person to answer to them, but for this one, I was the one to answer to them. I can take a weekend, then I listen to the videos and I grade them, I give them comments. The other classmates too can also give them comments by clicking on the green button that we saw, and they give them comments about their videos. So, and they can reply again. So that's how it is. Any other questions or worry?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fine.
If there is no, okay, that's great. So how do what do we need to use a Flipgrid? To use a Flipgrid, you need a device like a computer, a mobile phone, a tablet. You need to have electricity because all of those use electricity. You need internet connection or network. And then you need to have a Google account or a Microsoft account. Once you have all of those, then you can use a Flipgrid. Then we're moving to how to create a Flipgrid, the theoretical part of it. You just go to www.flipgrid.com, you enter it in your browse, you validate and click on sign up today. Once you sign up, you create your account. You can either sign up with your Google account or your Microsoft account. Then you click on educator login, then click on new grid and start your grid. So when you start your grid, a grid is what? A grid is a classroom. It's an education community. It's a group, like a WhatsApp group that you're starting. You could say, if you're teaching Terminal A1, you could write Terminal A1, English language Terminal A1, English language Troisième B, for example. So that will be your classroom, the grid. And then you customize your grid by typing the grid, choosing the grid community type, the topic privacy. At least I like this. The topic privacy is like when students post, they create their videos, you could be able to accept to watch the video and accept it to be posted to the group, or you reject the video if you realize that it's not good. You go on video privacy and then you can do that. The topic status, the topic resources, the topic attachment, the video feature, and the feedback. Note that depending on how you set your Flipgrid, the faces of your students may not be seen. You might not want they themselves can also make it in such a way that they don't see their faces. Yeah, it's all is present on Flipgrid to hide that. You then click on update topic to save all your choices, and then you share your grid with your student through a link or through a QR via email or social media. So if you have a Google Classroom, you can send the code there. If you have a WhatsApp group, generally I share it to them by WhatsApp or email. You share the link, and then once they click on the link, it opens and they are on the grid. You can now explore the grid. So in the grid, you have disco libraries where other educators have already created some grids that are existing that you can use with your student without necessarily creating your own. You can mix the tapes, like you have Troisième A and Troisième B. You decide to mix the tapes of Troisième A and Troisième B together. And then you can go to grid pals to connect your students to other Flipgrids that exist around the world. So that's the theoretical aspect of Flipgrid. And for the practical aspect, I would like to stop sharing so we go to the grid itself and see how it works. Are you ready for that?
We are very ready.
Great, great. I like that, Ernestine. So at this point, I'll be opening a grid for us to see. So as I said earlier, you go to Flipgrid. Yes. On your browser, you just have to yes. Okay. Ernestine is very ready. I think other people are ready. Let me share again so we see how it works. So here I am, Robert, on my Google page or my page, internet page. I just type flipgrid.com. You can see flipgrid.com appearing here. I click, I validate, enter. Oh, let's pray that internet connectivity will be with us. Oh, that's great, good. So you just go to sign up, educator sign up. You click there. Yeah, it's searching. Yes, good. As I told you, you have to sign up with either Google or Microsoft account. So, or if you are a student, you can see students and participants do not need account. You simply enter the code that must have been given to you by your teacher. But now you're an educator, so you your Google account, you click there. Connectivity, yeah, good. So that's my Google account appearing. I just click there. Good, and you can see it's preparing your grid experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Hi, Ernestine. Okay.
Oh, you're trying it?
Yeah, I'm trying along.
Oh, that's great, Ernestine. Great, great, great. Good, good, good. Yes. So here you can see I have grids already. Robert Classroom, for example. I have a UML Classroom. Here are some grids that are existing on with this Google account, and you might want to create a new grid. So you say, you go to add new grid. You click on add new grid, and then it will ask you, let's make a grid. The name of your grid, I can choose British Council, British Council, sample. Yes, that's the name of the grid. Yeah, so once you click on this, this is what they ask you. Select your grid type, it is required. So your school may have an email, your student may have IDs that you're going to give them, as well as you could just click on educator learning community, that then your grid will be shared publicly on Facebook or anything. So this is what I generally use, because my school does not have any account and I'm not sure the students have. And you create a Flipgrid code. This is the code they have automatically created for me, but you might want to create a code for yourself, but I would generally accept this. But if you don't want, you can still change the code. Then you go to next. Good. So educator learning community, yes. Participant will need to share password to join the grid. So I accept. So I give them a password. So you can enter a password if you like. But if you don't like, you don't click on this option. So they will not need any password and they will just get to your code, to your grid.
Hello, Robert.
Yes?
Yeah, you seem to be very fast. Let's make a grid. The name of your grid, I've given a name. Select the grid type.
Yes.
Where do I say? Okay, do I choose school email, student ID, or educator learning community? Which?
Good. I said with school email, that is your school has signed up with, they have an email, but in our schools, generally, you do not have the email for the school,
Exactly.
the G Suite for the school. We don't have that. So I don't select that one. Student
Okay.
ID, it means you are going to give IDs to your students for them to be able to access the grid. Again, I usually do not select that one. I just want it to be open, and so when they get the link, they click there and they are into the grid. So I use educator learning community. Are you there?
Okay. Yes, I'm there.
Good. After that, you have create a Flipgrid code. There is one that has already been created for you. If you like, you allow. If you don't like, you create a new one. Are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Good. So you click on next, and then do you want to add a password to your grid? If you want to add a password, then you click on this button if you want, and then you add the password. But they generally want it to be free so that they can easily get access to. But you can create a password. So, and if you don't want to create a password, it means anyone with the flip code can join and view the videos on your grid.
Okay.
Yes, then you click on next.
Okay, next.
Yes.
Your grid is ready.
Yeah, good. So that is your grid. Yes, so now you have the link to your grid already, but you go to your grid now and you start. The topic of a grid is public, and we suggest you enable moderation in the topic setting. So you could go to the topic setting to be able to moderate your grid. Yes. So that is the title. Maybe you have a class on vocabulary. I think Jean-Claire was talking about something. What did you talk about when you were asking your question? You gave a topic, job, something, vocabulary?
No, family members, I think.
Yes, the topic.
You said?
Sorry, go ahead, Ernestine.
No, I'm just reminding, the topic was family members, I think so.
Yes. Good. Exactly. So you could give it the title, family members. Family members. Yes, and then you give prompt to your students. So welcome to this grid. For example, take like 10 minutes to talk about, say hello to your friends. Say hello to friends, and take some minutes. You can say 3 minutes, 2 minutes to talk about your family. To talk about your family. Great. Yes, that is what you're putting as the topic for today for your students. Then you can continue on your setting. Yes. So you've got this one, you select the time, recording time. How much time do you want your students to use to be able to introduce themselves? So you're the one setting. So you can see it goes from 15 seconds to 10 minutes. You select the one you think is appropriate for doing the task. Here, they've already automatically selected 1 minute 30 seconds, but you might think that that is small for your student or it is much, and depending on you, you select the amount of time you want them to use in doing that. Note that they are not obliged to use all the time. Then you go to the topic tip. You add a tip to help your student best answer the topic. What do you want them? Which aspect of your topic do you really want? You might want to click there and add something for them. Then you go to topic attachment. That here you can add external resources. Maybe you have a YouTube video on family members to help your student. Then you attach the link to that video here for them to be able to see and work well. Then you continue. Yes, anything?
Good.
Yes, so you move to topic status. The topic status here we can see you have active, frozen, or hidden. If you click on active, it means it can be viewed by all, can view all the videos and add videos. So everybody, all your students can view all the videos and add videos. But if you click on frozen, it means the students can view videos but can add new ones. And if you click on hidden, it means no one can view or add the videos. So you will be the only person. Then you go on, you continue setting. You have video features.
Mm-hmm.
Then here you have video and selfie style. You are the person selfies only, videos only, none, depending on what you want. Generally, I just allow selfies and videos. Then the video title. Do you want them to put a title to their videos? You click on the green button. If you don't want, you click on the green button to say no. If you want them to add titles, then you allow it green. Yes, video view counts. Display the number of views and the video has received. You can, so whenever you open, you can see how many people have viewed a particular video. Do you want your students to add a sticky note? Do you want your student to edit or trim their videos or rearrange their clips? Here, these are the attachments. And students to students reply. Do you want your student to reply to others, or do you want them not to? If you don't want them to reply to others, you click on no, so they can see the videos, but they can't reply. But if you might also want them, allow students to like other people's video. You can click here. So if they see a video and it's good for them, they might want to click on like to say, oh, they really like the video. And then you continue your setting and feedback. You have a place for feedback. Provide basic feedback on a response based on students' verbalization and clarity of express ideas. So you have a rubric for that one. Then you have ideas and performance. So once you finish all the settings, you click on update topic. It means it's okay. Are we okay to this point? Oh, am I frozen? Yeah. Can you hear me? Okay, so you click on update topic, and remember that there was an area here where you had topic privacy. If you click on topic privacy, it means your students will send in the videos, but only you will be able to judge the quality of the video and allow it to go on the platform for others to see it. That is all. So you click on update topic, and then it's updating your topic, and then your Flipgrid has been created. You can now see it is showing created on the 21st July and 2020, and that is your Flipgrid code that is appearing. And you might, if you want to share your grid, you come here, you click on share, and then you copy the link. Here is the link appearing, and you can share it through Microsoft Teams, through Google Classroom, through, you can remind your students, or you can use the QR to share it to your student, the QR code. That is how you share your grid. You might also want to edit your grid. You might see that something you did there was not good and you want to edit your grid. You edit it before sending to your student. And there is also this area where you yourself can record yourself. Yes, record yourself for your students to see and get the example of how it works. And you can go to Disco Library. You can see here Disco Library. If you go to Disco Library, you see a lot of grids that are existing, that have been created around the world, which you can already use for your classes. Depending on the topic you're treating with your students, you might want to go on to search, and then you get a topic that you use with your students. So there are many Flipgrids already existing already that you could use for your classes if you're unable to create your own. You could also go to Grid Pals that you see up here, and with Grid Pals, you're able to connect your students to other grids that exist around the world. Depending, you can choose United States, Canada, Peru. Yes, you decide to link your students to those students of the other countries and other classes. That is how Flipgrid is. And you could go up again and you decide to mix all your grids. If you click on mix, they will mix all your, add a new mix, they will mix all your grids into one. And my grid activities helps you to see all the grids you've created. So that is basically what Flipgrid is in terms of practice. So the grid I've created, I might want to share it to you later in the WhatsApp group. So each one of us has to say something about their family members, and we will see how it works next time when we open our grid. Do you agree with me? So can we do that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's great.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Robert, but maybe let's relate it to something to do with teacher educators.
Beautiful.
Yeah, maybe change the topic.
Yeah, because we could, because the question is, could you also use this with teacher educators? Sorry, with teachers that you're educating.
Oh, yeah, that's great. So what?
You'd be able to use it with them as well, would there be?
Okay, okay, that's great, Julia. So I think I'm going to create a new one where I might want to ask all of us, like, what have we been doing since the beginning of COVID-19 as teacher educators in our various countries? What do you think about that question?
Yeah, that's actually what I wrote.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Ernestine, I would even prefer, since you were following keenly and then you were practicing at the same time, I would prefer you create the grid for us. So to make sure that you got the lesson very well and you created a grid and we are using, not Robert creating. What do you think about that?
Let me try. It's challenging, but I will try.
Yes, if you have difficulties, you can always get back to me and we can work together if you want.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. That will really show that the training went on well.
Robert?
Yes?
I'm curious to know how long does it take to create this Flipgrid, basically?
It doesn't take much time. You see, we've just created one within this lesson. It didn't take us 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't
30 minutes.
We've been talking for more than an hour. We just, anything?
Yeah, it took us less than 30 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah. It's really just a few minutes. Doesn't take very long. It depends how much thought you want to put into it, but something simple like talk about your family, you're not going to prepare a lot for that, and you're just going to record a short video as a sample for your students, then you're going to send it out. So yeah, 15 to 30 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not going to take a long time.
It doesn't take time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's taken for granted. My other concern was about the contents. As soon as you have started networking with the pen pals, not pen pals now, grid pals, you said.
Yes.
Do you have a look on the content to make sure that there is nothing that can harm students?
Yes, actually, when I'm doing that, I agree with a teacher like you. I can be teaching a terminal class in Cameroon, and then you have a terminal class in Gabon. So I don't just connect anyhow. And we decide to create a Flipgrid for our classes. We join our students together, and then they start discussing. We create a platform for them, and they're discussing. My students are in Cameroon, yours are in Gabon. So generally, I don't do it with any type of student. And the other thing with Flipgrid is that you can share it. You can have a co-author. You can have a teacher working with you. So I can create it and I put you as a co-author of the grid. So you can always monitor what is happening, just as I'm monitoring. And there is no worry at that time. So that's what I do. I don't just connect them anyhow, no. I connect with people, teachers I know from around the world, not the teachers I don't know. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Robert, let me just come in. You said you can actually have a co-author. How do you do that?
Oh, there was a section on the setting. After you finish, there is a point where you could, when you be getting to the videos I will send to you, you get the link on this presentation. You could click there and you could see how to actually get a co-author to your grid. And
okay.
Yes, you can have a co-author. You can share your grid with a co-teacher. So you have it with the person. So I'll give you the link, Ernestine. And the links will also be in our WhatsApp group so everybody can see.
Okay, thank you.
Not at all. Any other questions? Can I continue?
Yeah, so far so good at my end.
Oh, that's great, Ernestine. I think Jean-Claire is also okay. But I can't hear from Musa. What's wrong?
I think he's got network issues.
Issues, yeah. So if he's got issues with his network, he can't hear very well.
Okay.
I suppose he could listen, but he cannot really speak.
Oh, that's great. I'm happy if he could listen. So here are some how to create a Flipgrid practical phase. And I think Jean-Claire, as I was saying, here are some links. You will click on the links later on, and then you could get more videos, YouTube videos, and then write-ups on how to create and use a Flipgrid as a teacher and also as a student. So now, how to join Flipgrid as a student? Students go to flipgrid.com and then they enter the code that you've given to them, or from their WhatsApp group or Google Classroom, they simply click on the link and then they get to the grid. They sign in to the grid. For them, they don't need the Facebook, the Google account or the Microsoft account. And then they record a video following the see this procedure, and then you can get this article that will help you get the procedure for your students. Make sure you train them properly well on how the procedure goes, because they might not be able to do it. So they tap to record, they review their video, and they take a selfie, and then they submit. It goes automatically to the platform, and everybody who opens can see it. So we're gradually moving to the end of this session, and I would like to ask us this question about Flipgrid suitability for an adaptation for our context and community. So here is a question. Can we use Flipgrid in our various education contexts? If yes, why and how? If no, why? And it's over to you to provide an answer to this. Can you try an answer?
Okay, let me try.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me try. I think it's very possible to use Flipgrid in our context. It's true. We might want to talk about connectivity and power supply, but I think it's possible. Where there's a will, there's a way. And but for me, I would recommend that it is used with the high school students, that's the upper secondary, who are already somehow versed with technology and who have access to this technology. So it's workable in my view. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ernestine.
May I say something? Mm-hmm.
Yes, Jean-Claire.
I don't think I'm going to add something else to. I totally endorse what Ernestine said. And as we do have a kind of portfolio of digital tools to use, we as teacher trainers or teachers should be aware of their existence and try to implement. This Flipgrid is quite interesting, and whatever the situation, connectivity or not, I guess we should try to do something, because for me it's really, I mean, it encapsulates everything concerning teaching. You have the gamification, you can play games with it, like the Kahoot you told about the last time, you remember? And we also have grammar and vocabulary, and as we need to integrate the 4 skills, they are in this. And we can also extend writing activities with the Flipgrid. I really like it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, so Robert, I think it's really good way for students to have a go at practicing speaking, their speaking skills, which they don't always get to do in class. And also it's asynchronous, so you're not relying on everyone to be connected at the same time, so they can connect when they're online. And, you know, I think those students who have smartphones, who are connected, would easily be able to do this. I think they're doing it anyway on other tools.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know, they're already recording videos of themselves, a lot of them. So this is like a really good way to use that and to have a go at practicing English.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can actually see how happy they were, and some will move into their rooms to show how their room looks nice. Some will go to their whole parlor and sit there to have it for others to see. So yeah, they relax when they're doing it and they feel comfortable. And the fact that I really love the fact that you can also control the video before it is put on the platform. So they don't just put and you come and see it. You might want to check to see what the quality of the video before allowing it on the platform, depending on your settings. So, Ernestine, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, just that the platform is actually learner friendly, because just as Julia said it, they are doing it in a relaxed environment, and at their own convenience. So not where everybody has to be on this platform at the same time. So it's quite interesting. And I think these tools are more than necessary now, because whether we want it, we like it or not, they have definitely come to stay. When I was creating my Flipgrid, the task I gave was teachers to explain how COVID-19 has revolutionized education in their community. And so there is really great need for learning some of these tools, and all I can say is thumbs up to you and to Julia for the great sessions. We are learning a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Ernestine. You make me feel happy. And I really like your topic. I would like you to share the topic to us so we can all, but I would like you to start by giving an example, and you share the topic to us in our WhatsApp group so all of us can say something about that topic. It's an interesting one indeed. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll pick up the challenge.
And I think also when sharing on the WhatsApp, give some instructions on how the other teacher educators who didn't join the session can actually use it through the WhatsApp.
Yes.
Okay.
I also think by watching the recorded video, the recordings of this presentation, they might be able to at least have an idea on what to do.
Yes, but do remember not everyone can also download the recording.
Oh, yeah.
So you do need to, I think it would also help. Oh, Daniel's just managed to join us. It would help if you had the written instructions as well as backup, because you've got to realize not everyone has a connectivity either, unfortunately, to download the recording.
Okay. Yes. So with this, I'm just going to, if you don't have any questions, I'm just going to say thank you for your active participation in this session. It's true we weren't too many today, but it was great. Thank you very much indeed.
Yes, and Daniel's just managed to join us.
It was quite fruitful.
Thank you so much. It was quite interesting.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Julia, for giving me the opportunity. We're always ready to share what little we know with colleagues. So that is what training is all about. I'm not facilitating because I master it that much, but I'm always like, when I have a problem, I go to the videos, the links I send to you, and you can get many other links to be able to train yourself. We learn every day. Even as I was presenting, I was still learning.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
So that's the thing with IT.
Yes.
A lot of it is doing it, then you learn more from by doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome, Daniel. Leon, welcome.
No, it's Ernestine. Why was she hidden?
Yeah,
Ernestine, why did you disappear?
Okay, maybe I should reappear.
Please, Daniel, your microphone is off. Daniel, your microphone is off. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, I tried to connect on my phone. It didn't go on. Just have arrived in my office. That's why I'm connected. Next time, I think I will be on time and be together with you.
All right. Sorry that you missed it.
Yeah.
I think that you've recorded that. I'm going